you can't cover every fact pattern.
Mhm.
There's just infinite possibilities in terms of how things unfold in the real world. We create new laws to address new things as they come up,
Sure.
but the idea is all about the general principle, right?
Yes. Yep.
General principle. So I'm thinking of LSAT principle application.
Sure.
Now, with that in mind, somebody who has not even yet been to law school, maybe they've taken the LSAT, maybe they
Mhm.
haven't. What might they be thinking about now in terms of maybe some light reading to be doing, or
Sure.
if they're about to start in a couple months, maybe some more serious reading aside from your book, of course, and you could talk about your book as much as you like, please.
Sure.
But
Sure. Yeah, I
give
might
us,
sneak it in there a couple of
yeah,
times. Yeah.
give us all the details on that.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I'm just wondering, what should they be thinking about without having actually started classes yet?
Sure. So a couple of skills that you can work on improving, and there's some of those somewhat rudimentary here. We were just talking about this on the academic support listserv. Typing skills. Everybody before. I'm a dinosaur, so back in my day, we actually took typing classes. That's an essential skill. Almost everybody does their examinations on a computer now, and being able to type while you're in a classroom, but more importantly, engage while you're in a classroom and stop typing. That's really what students can struggle with at times. You can become a stenographer and you lose the real thread of what's being discussed, but you can work on your typing skills. You can work on your reading proficiency. But in terms of the law, I tend to tell students, we will teach you all the law you will ever need to know once you arrive in law school. I think there's a benefit to books like mine, Succeeding in Law School, others along that line, Law School Without Fear, Getting to Maybe, Who's Monet, books that discuss the law school experience so that you're not blindsided by it. So that when you enter law school, you recognize, hey, there's going to be a Socratic dialogue, and which means the professor is going to we're going to go through a case together. The professor is going to pose a question to me based off of that case. And when I feel like I understand what the answer should be, the professor is going to flip it around on me until I'm painted in a corner and I have no idea what the answer is supposed to be. If you recognize that that's what's going to happen and that there really wasn't going to be a particularly complete answer to that problem, then you don't feel bad at the end of that session. If you don't realize that coming in, that that's what we're going to do, you become anxious, agitated, and feeling like you're failing on a daily basis. And that's not what's happening. We're teaching you how to think differently, how to think in a lawyer way, which means think analytically and understand the ramifications of what you say and what your answer is. One of the simple problems we often will work on, again, is, I've mentioned it before, is the tort of battery. And for the tort of battery, you have to intend for there to be a harmful or offensive contact. You have to actually make contact with somebody else, and it has to actually be harmful or offensive in the end. Those words all seem very simple and very rudimentary, but something as basic as contact, well, when you punch someone in the face, great, that's really simple. But if I said to you, I walked up to you and knocked your hat off of your head, is that contact? And you say, well, the hat brushed against your head. No. Putting that aside, is the hat an extension of you? That's a principle that you will learn to work with in law school. And you'll realize, yeah, pretty much all of my clothing is an extension of who I am. So if you touch it, you're touching me. And then you realize that's not what they're going to ask me on the law school exam, because that's too easy. It's going to be, you're driving, you're in a parking lot and someone walks up to your car and starts banging on the roof of your car. Is that car an extension of your body at that moment in time? Is the chair you're sitting in, if someone kicks, an extension of you? Is the wall you're leaning at, if someone punches it, an extension of you when you're leaning against it? Not that there are absolute answers to any of those things, but the idea of taking those basic principles and moving them forward, extending those results further out and reasoning through them, that's really what the skill that you have to master when you're here. And that's not something that you can really do before you come to law school, but you can learn to expect it before you come to law school.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.